hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And we can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm your girl, Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. Purr. I am currently just drinking on a little water here. And yes, Jack, this is still fresh water. I got this today. This is today's water, not 2 day old water. I have to let Jack needs to know that. I'm sorry.
Very important. Clearly
It's a
very.
it's clearly important for the it's a Jack and me thing. And I have my cup mug too, because it's and
Just as
one
important.
just as important. And one, two, three, four makes a panel full of cup mugs, a panel full of cup mugs. Remix edition. And you can get your cup mug or any of our beautiful cup merch at LanaG'sCreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And we do ship internationally and domestically here in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. So there are no excuses. Even if your post office is moving a little bit slow and things don't want to show up, that's neither here nor there. A delay is never a deny. You will get it. It just might take a little time to get it, but get your cup merch, period.
Well, hello. My name is Jack. I am the resident game designer of the panel, and yeah, I don't have a bit lined up this week. People just can't throw shurikens, apparently. Just, I don't know what happened. But I just have some nice iced tea to complement, honestly, one of the more dynamic legs we've had recently.
Very dynamic indeed. I am Brandon, your professional fangirl of Concert Dragon video games. As always, I'm drinking water out of my Stanley. Yes, I am still enjoying my lead, but it's also, I need it because I have a long day.
Mhm.
Mhm. Well, hello, guys. It's your favorite Black queer content creator, KaMorian, aka Sparkling Alien, and I'm drinking some Powerade in my, universal souvenir cup. You know what I mean? And you know what they say? I don't fling, I fold. Keyword.
Period. Period. But we are here talking The Amazing Race, episode 4. And it is 4, right? I'm not
It's
crazy.
3. It's
It's
3.
Nope, it's
three.
3.
Episode 3. Yeah.
Okay, episode 3. I am crazy. So it happens from time to time. Episode 3. I don't know why I'm trying to rush this along. I'm enjoying I am really enjoying this season so far because I enjoy everybody who is a part. So this is a great cast. So yes, episode 3, and I have to say the title "Chaotic Crazy," that's what we're used to. That you know what that fits for a lot of things in my life going on right now, especially today. Today has been that chaotic, crazy day, and I'm just used to it. So. It is what it is. I enjoyed. This was a dynamic episode. I think you said it. Jay. It was interesting to see um the challenges that people just could not, or they did some that they overcame, and some that they just was like, you know what, it's not necessary to overcome this challenge. I'm not gonna do it. I'm, and I don't blame them because I would have left as soon as I would have saw it. I'm like, no, never mind. That's not for me. But we'll talk all about that. But before we jump into this week's episode, y'all know what to do. Subscribe to this channel. We are on a mission to get 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year so we can unlock a lot of fun things that we can do for you. And that's fun for us. And so if y'all want to help us out and make that mission uh, a success, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done that already. If you've done it, thanks. If you're new to this channel, welcome, and just hit that subscribe button. Just go and do it. I mean, it's free. It takes a half a second to do it. Just hit it right now. We'll wait. Thank you. No, I'm talking to you over there looking and thinking about it. Don't think about it. Just do it. Go ahead. No, for real, do it. Okay, thanks. Thanks. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I saw you. I saw you. But I mean, people, y'all know they looking. Y'all know they looking, and they They thinking about it. I just want y'all to just do it. But we also have 3 other channels who are on the same mission to get 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So please go to all of our links. They all will be in the description below. Click on the link tree, click on all the links, subscribe to all of the channels. If you're a fan of Eurovision Song Contest, if you're a fan of Drag or Drag Race, or if you're a fan of WWE Wrestling, we got channels for you. So go check it out and subscribe to all those channels. Also, go to our description to join our audio podcast link so you can listen to us on the go, whether you're going to work, school, to church, whatever. Check out us on your when you're on your travel and just go enjoy us. And our Patreon link is down there as well. You see all the backstage stuff that we do if you want to check us out. When we're not talking about the Amazing Race or Drag Race or wrestling or Eurovision, check out the fun things that we got going on our Patreon. Check all of that out. Now let's get into this because we are in Osaka, Japan right now, but we're leaving Osaka and we're heading to Kyoto. And then we get to do it on a bullet train. And I'm like, yeah, that is something on my bucket list. Like I want to ride a bullet train in Japan. Like that just seems like fun. And now that I've seen it on The Amazing Race, I definitely want to do it. I want to do it. That train was moving. They were like, it goes up to like 200 miles an hour.
Mhm.
Yes.
Crazy. Wild and crazy. I would love that. Why don't we have bullet trains here? I want a bullet train here.
We've tried multiple
Uh,
times. Like,
uh,
this is an issue we don't want to talk about because there's a lot of things behind it.
Yeah.
Where, simply put, mess and people deciding that no, that isn't allowed, even though it would be perfectly fine.
it would make travel so much easier for a lot of people in a lot of different places. I'm just speaking for my state that I'm living in. We could have a bullet train just go straight up and down the I-65 corridor, and that will take you from Huntsville to Birmingham to Montgomery, all the way to Mobile. You can go there in less than 2 hours and clear the whole state across up and down. Like, why can't we do that? Why can't we do that? That would be okay. Anyway, let me not go there. Get off that high horse, Lana. Get off. Get
Believe
off.
me, I'm with you.
No,
You
yeah,
know?
same.
Get me off. Okay, so the teams are leaving Osaka and we're going to Kyoto. And of course, Jonathan and Anna are first. They're leaving. Following right behind them is Scott and Lori, which I still am so pissed off at us that we slept on Scott and Lori. I'm
I
just saying
know.
we slept
If I
on
was
Scott and
here, I would
Lori.
have told y'all, I
Yeah.
swear.
Literally after like this episode, I was like, I can't believe I have slept on them. Like they're actually are like, I'm actually like, I'm ready for them now. I want them to win. Like after what they just pulled this whole episode, like
Ugh,
just what this the stronghold in their partnership or what like had done like. I slept on these people. Like I feel so stupid. Like I feel
stupid.
dumb. I feel
This
dumb.
is stupid. I feel dumb. I'm like, we what? But so Scott and Lori, and then Carson and Jack, they leave, followed by Alyssa and Josiah. I want to say, yeah,
Mhm.
and then no, I'm about to say Carson and Jack again, not them. Melinda and Erica, followed with Pops and Jeff. Nick and Mike was in there too. I'm sorry. Then Brett and Mark, Bernie and Kerrigan, and then Han and Holden end up leaving last. It's pretty much and Courtney and Jasmine. They left right before Han and Holden. Everybody is pretty much, getting. I didn't realize how far apart everybody was leaving the pit stop, which is crazy because we saw Lori and Scott and Anna and Jonathan get on the first bullet train out, and I think Scott and Lori had like 1 minute to catch the train that Anna and Jonathan were on before it left. So they were the only 2 teams on the first bullet train out. And then we had a second train with Carson and Jack and Melinda and Erica,
Alyssa and Josiah.
Alyssa and Josiah.
Mhm.
They were the only 2 on their train.
And then
And
it was Pops and Jeff.
Pops and
Right.
Jeff.
And Pops and Jeff and Melinda and Erica. And oh no,
It
just
was for
Pops and
Pops
Jeff.
and Jeff
Oh,
specifically got on a train, and then directly afterwards, the next train was Melinda and Erica and Courtney.
Right. Right,
Mhm.
because Pops and Jeff did something. They asked people in line ahead. Could they just get ahead of them because they were running a race, and people let them go. Which I'm like, that's nice because if I wasn't in a rush and you are, be my guest. Go ahead. I ain't got nothing
Yeah,
but
go
I mean, if
time.
you have the
Yeah.
camera right in front of you, it's just
I
like.
mean,
like-
yeah. Get
Huh.
out.
Like, how many times has somebody with a camera crew come to you like, "Excuse me, can I jump in front of you? I'm on a race for $1 million."
100%, they looked like Americans. They knew what
Yeah.
the Amazing Race was. They looked and
Yes.
went,
Oh,
"Oh, yeah,
Go
no,
ahead.
go ahead."
yeah. I mean, because if that happened to me, if I was standing in the train station and I wasn't in a rush, I had time, and I see a camera crew with two people with backpacks on running, I'm like, okay, I know what this is. Interesting. What y'all trying to do? Okay, go ahead. Y'all go ahead of me. I want to see y'all win. And when you do win, shout me out at the end of the race. Good. But yeah. But so yeah, Melinda, Erica got on the next train. Um, then pretty much everybody else fell into place. Holden and Han were on the train by themselves. It was like
There were
Significantly
six.
later.
There were
It was
six.
about
6 trains.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I was like, wow, people they just
I
far
do want to
apart.
note, because this is very important.
Mm-hmm.
The bullet train between Osaka and Kyoto is about a 13-minute ride, meaning that by the time, for example, the first train left at 9:43 and the second left at 9:48, the teams on the first train were already in Osaka and going by the time the second team got on the train.
Yeah.
So it is a quick turnaround.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a good note to have because that's 13 minutes.
13 minutes. It's about, oh God, I think it's around 600 miles, something like that.
And it
Wow.
took yeah, please check that out, Jake. I would love to know the mileage between Osaka and Kyoto, and to know that train. And then if that is y'all know I'm about
That
to
would
jump
be
right back on my soapbox. I'm about to
that's
jump
kind of
right back on my
sickening.
soapbox.
It is just about, using JR Rails notes, it is just about a 15-minute ride to travel 56.4 kilometers.
Wow.
Okay, so the miles between Osaka and Kyoto is how many miles in
I can
between?
quickly check that as well.
Like
Do.
driving.
I am not sure.
Hmm.
But it
I
is
have a friend run.
approximately 35 miles.
35 miles.
Yeah, 35
Okay.
miles, and it takes about an hour.
Okay, driving. Okay, so 35 miles from where I am will take me to mm, it'll take me a good to my next city. Hmm, 13
Yeah.
minutes though. But if I was doing this on a regular like public bus or anything else,
Good hour.
that's good hour.
I
Mhm.
mean, yeah,
A good
it's
hour.
like, for me, getting into New York City is about an hour via train.
Mhm.
So, like, to be there in 13 minutes
That's
is
insane.
That's insane. So if we had bullet trains here, I'm back on my soapbox. I could get from here, Birmingham, to Atlanta, which is 2 hours away, in like 30 minutes.
yeah, basically. Because
that
if it's
is
going at top speed the whole
crazy.
time, you're going around like 200 miles an hour.
Yeah,
That is
that's
sickening.
that's sick. Like, because I get why they're saying like we don't have these trains wouldn't stop in like small time, like smaller areas. Like it will go from major city to major city, which is fine because you do have other modes of transportation to stop in the smaller towns. But if you just think about it going from major city to major city, we could get people across this country in a day. in less than a day. In
That
less
is
than I would even think because like going across from New York to California takes like 3 days driving or four
mm-hmm,
days driving. But if
mm-hmm,
we did a bullet train and it just stopped in major cities along the way, let's say it just stopped in like the New Yorks and Chicago's and just the major cities across the way, you can get from one end of this country to the other end in less than a day.
Let me just do some math behind the scenes here. It's from New York to LA is about 2,400 miles, meaning
Mhm.
Shinkansen going 200 miles an hour. You get there in about 12 hours, which is pretty
Insane.
reasonable, all things
I
Mhm.
would
considered.
I would
With
take a
no
12-hour.
traffic.
I would take a 12-hour bullet train across the country and do 12 hours because I do 10 hours in a car going from my house to Chicago. So what?
But also, granted, at that point, flying is absolutely faster.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
sure. Absolutely, if you want to do that. But if you just like to train like I do, that's a
mm-hmm.
great scenic route to just do something if you have the 12 hours and you're like, I just want to go to. Okay, and how many people of us are trying to jump on a train to go from New York to California on a regular basis? Anyway, I don't know, but it's just a faster way to do it. Okay, let me get
Mhm.
off this bullet train thing because I'm stuck. I am
And
literally
believe me, if
stuck.
you want to hear more about Bullet Train, go watch Jet Lag season
Oh,
9, the one where they're in Japan, because it's fun.
I am literally stuck on this. I'm gonna be thinking about this all night. This dumb bullet train. I promise you. But we go to the first route. If they go to and they find the next clue at the
Shimagamo
the shrine.
Shrine.
Yes, thank you. And I thought this was so cute. They go and get fortune paper from this magic paper, and then have to dip it in water to get their next clue. It was such the cutest thing. I was like, oh, I want to do that. That's so cute. That was so cute. But they get the paper, they get their next clue. And once again, okay, y'all, I'm gonna have to talk about my girls. I love these girls, but I have to talk about them. Courtney and Jasmine frustrates me to no end. I love them, but they frustrate me because they second guess everything about themselves. They
Yeah.
second guess everything. And I was like, stop second guessing and just do it. Don't be
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
well, what do we, is this right? Oh, I don't know. We need to go check. We need to find something. Go find one person. Ask the question and then go. Like, what do you mean? We got to ask this person. Okay, let's go ask somebody else. Like, I don't know. I was just frustrated watching them. I love them, but I was so frustrated watching them.
Yeah.
It was rough. I mean, this is unfortunately an issue they've had the entire time of
Hmm.
kind of being passive about being like, hey, can you just help me out here? Because of all places, Japan will you can stop anyone on the street and they will help you out. So,
Yeah.
And then not keeping your taxi again.
Not keeping your taxi. What do
mhm.
you mean? After you had that hard time getting a taxi the last leg, and I would be like, let me keep you until I know I don't need you for sure. And then I'll come back and be like, all right, you can go. Like, come on. But
Uh,
it's so frustrating. I was like, no, my girls. I wanted so much better for them. I did. I wanted them to do so much better. But then we get to after the shrine, they get the clue and they go to the roadblock. And the roadblock is time for some kicks. And so they get to the roadblocks, Jonathan, and at this roadblock is express pass. So the express pass is available, but only the first team to complete the roadblock will get the express pass. And so we see Alyssa and Anna, Alyssa, Jonathan and Anna. Sometimes he acts like, never mind, let me be quiet. Let me be quiet because
No, I'm allowed to
I
sing.
I am not a huge fan of Jonathan. I obviously don't
Mm.
particularly. He just gets he grates my nerves sometimes.
Mm,
But
yeah.
we see Jonathan and Anna go get to the roadblock first, and it's soccer, and they have to do soccer kicks and 5 passes between the professionals and them, and um um so we see them going. Jonathan gets it pretty fairly quickly. He gets it fairly quickly. But it was Anna who was having a little struggle. She's like, look, I don't do sports balls things. I don't do that. So she was having some difficult. But we also see Scott and Lori come in and they see Jonathan and there. And they also see Jack and Carson there. And so they're kicking around and they seem like they're getting it really decently. And so Scott Lori is like, nah, this ain't for us. We gonna go because we not gonna get this pass. So one of us got it. We got it. We did. We did it. Let's get out of here. But if you want the express pass, both of you had to do it. But if you were just doing the regular roadblock, one of you can do it. No. So we see Jonathan and Anna eventually wins it and gets the express pass, and they're happy about that. And Jonathan, of course, is doing way too much for my liking because I'm like, all right, dude. Uh, I'm sorry, I just don't like this man. Alyssa and Josiah come in. Josiah does it
Pretty in and out.
Yeah,
pretty in and out. It was an in
Yeah.
and out for them.
He thought that it was gonna be like karate because it's like kicks,
You're
but
right.
Yeah.
which I get why,
No.
but he still did that. And then Alyssa was like, "Oh yeah, I was a D1 soccer player. This could have been my
Right.
thing."
And wait, and then not only did she say it, but she had to show it when the ball came her way, and she was like, "Ah, boop, hit it with her head."
Yep.
I was like, "She's like, oh yeah, this is this is what I do that, I do this. This is my life." And he over here like, "Oh, I think it's karate," and she's like, "I could have
Oh,
did this." Oh, but he did all right. He did all right.
Yeah.
He got it pretty good. We see teams coming in and out, and um, trying to think who else did it pretty quickly.
Erica.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God. Erica. She was
She's the
like,
athlete, yeah.
this is what I do. Bam, bam, scoop, bap, bap, bap. And it was done. And it was this is what I loved about Erica and Melinda in this leg of the race. Because Melinda apparently hurt her legs. Her calves are cramping up, and she's like, I didn't get to stretch it out. And Erica's like, it's okay. Just walk. No need to run. If we don't have to run, we don't run. Let's just do it. And she's encouraging her mom so much throughout this whole situation. And we've seen some seasons where it's a mother daughter or father daughter or
mhm.
parent child relationship, and the child is so annoying. Last season, what was her name? Redhead girl. Her. Um, her.
Oh, why does
Her.
my brain go to Anna? It's definitely not an Anna.
It's something Ann. Oh my God, it's something Ann.
Anna Lee?
Anna Lee. She the one I'm talking about. Come on, Dad. Come on, Dad.
Oh, no.
Oh my
Dad.
god.
Come on, Dad. It's like the man is 60 something years old. I don't know what you want him to do. Running up
Exactly.
1,000 stairs. I don't know how fast you want him to go. But yeah, I'm talking about her. I didn't. Okay.
Yes, Anna Lee of 35.
But Melinda, Erica was like, "No need to run, Mom. Don't do it. I got it. We go." She was so encouraging. Same thing with Jeff and Pops, because Pops did the challenge too, and he was struggling a little bit, like kicking it too hard. But he was like, you got it, Pops. You got it, Pops. Don't worry about it. Don't give up. You got it." I was like, I like seeing the children encouraging the parents instead of making them feel like they're as old as they already know they are. You know what I mean? I do like that.
But if we want to fast forward, last one to show up at the roadblock, just in and out immediately.
I'm holding.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I'm holding. When I tell you, Holding came in there was like, poop, 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 poop,
Out
done.
of
Let's go.
there.
And then we're gone. We're gone. That's all we needed. They just looked around, saw 3 other teams, and went, "Well, that was cute. We're gonna go."
Yeah,
Right.
no, I don't blame them either.
I don't either. They left in last place, and to get to a
Yeah.
roadblock and see 3 other teams there, and it's like, oh, well, then let us go. And they
Not
just
only did they leave in last place, they were like a good hour behind some other
Hour
teams. Like,
behind, a
hey,
whole hour.
caught up.
they fully caught it. It's the bullet trains that made them catch up. That 13-minute ride, and then people were struggling. It was like, oop. Yeah, it was interesting. But Kerrigan and Bernie and Courtney and Jasmine were the last 2 teams at the roadblock, and they just Courtney was struggling. Courtney was
Mhm.
struggling. She was like, and Jasmine was like, "Dang, I should have did this. I should have did this when I'm more athletic. I could have did this." And I'm like, I hate that. I hate getting when people are like, "Oh, I should have did this. This could have been me." And it's like, but you didn't. So just, but
And mind
Jasmine
you,
was
you don't know what's gonna happen in the roadblock because you have to answer the question first. You do it, and
right,
then you realize, be like, oh wait.
Mhm.
right.
So
Yeah. So, but Jasmine was very encouraging to Courtney, and I think Bernie was it Bernie? Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, Kerrigan did it. So Bernie was very encouraging to Kerrigan, even though Kerrigan was like, I shouldn't have done this because this is not my thing. I don't like sports and balls and things like that. But when you saw I mean not Kerrigan and Bernie leave, Courtney struggling, there's all of that happening. She eventually gets it, which we're very happy to see. But then we get to the detour.
Hoocha.
Oh my gosh.
oh honey.
Oh, child.
Their first honestly big miss of the season, because this was bad.
This was so you had 2 choices. Yes, the banners, please, because I'm not doing. Yes, fold it or fling it. So if you choose folded, teams had to fold a human-sized origami crane before receiving their next clue.
Mhm.
And then if you chose fling it, teams had to dress as ninjas, and then both team members had to throw 3 stars, throw 3 spikes, and blow 3 blow darts using uh until it's just blow the darts into the target before receiving their next clue.
Yes.
So people were excited about this fling it. They were like, okay, this might seem fun. We get to dress up like ninjas. We get to do all this. This is gonna be great. Several teams chose fling it, but no teams finished fling it because
Mhm.
when oh my god, y'all, it was like those spikes were the nemesis for everybody. They're like, how do we throw these spikes and hit it into this target? And then they wanted you to make it, you had to do it perfectly. There were no extra spikes. It was you got to do 3 in a row, and both team members had to do it. And even practicing, folks was like throwing it, missing it, throwing it. Them spikes was clinking off that target like left and right. It was. I'm asking y'all, how long would it have taken you to decide this ain't for me?
The
After doing
minute,
Mhm.
go for it.
yeah, I was gonna say, like, after doing it the first try for the judging area, they're like, yep, we're not doing this.
Personally, I hadn't chosen the first one. I'd have been like folded origami anyway. I wasn't gonna risk it anyway. Because it's like saying like have it at the hit like exactly accurate. It's kind of like I agree the first time, but like no, I'm gonna just go instead of trying again. Because I feel like just keep on trying till you hit it. It kind of like it wastes so much time, and like you don't know like probably like while you're doing that, probably like a lot of teams are probably ahead of you. So it's kind of you know what, one time then go to the next thing. So it's like it's kind of crazy though. Like it really like kind of like had like the first 3 teams like I think they all did the first thing did the thing And then Scott was like, you know what? Laura's like, nope, we're gonna fold it. Then Carson Daxter was like, nope. And then Jonathan and Anna the same thing. So it's kind of like it was a down on effect for every single team. But I will say I gotta give props to Alyssa and Josiah because they actually were there the longest for that
No, Nick and
challenge.
Mike were. Nick and Mike
Nick and
were.
Mike
were?
definitely were there
Nick
the
and Mike
longest.
were
They
there
got
the
to
Oh yeah,
longest.
attend
Nick and Mike. Yeah, you're right.
31.
Yeah, I was Nick and Mike were, but I will say I think the people who were the most committed. Like I feel like Alyssa and Josiah would have got it. I feel like they could have did it for the all, but it was like, you know what? Let's just go fold it. But yeah,
Jack, what
yeah,
about you? What was
I
hello?
honestly think
yeah.
the minute my team would try the bow shurikens, throw it, and then just be like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, this is not like a dart. This requires a strong amount of precision. We give it like 10 attempts. If we cannot figure it out at all, we're gone. It's that simple. Of like, we need to hit 3 in a row. We can barely hit 1 out of 10. No,
Right.
we're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have not like I probably would have picked that first because telling me to fold paper and do origami is like no. I have no crafty bone in my body. Like I can't that is not something that interests me. That is not something I do. So I would have tried to fling it first and be like, maybe we could throw it. But that second I threw that spike and that thing was like clink, clink,
Mhm.
clink, clink. Yeah, nah. Yeah, no. There's no way I'm gonna get 3 in a row. There's no way that's happening. So let's go fight this paper and see what we can do. But
Mhm.
and
Literally,
that's eventually what everybody ended up doing. They tried to fling it. They were like, "Yeah, now let's go fight this paper. Let's just go do it
Mhm.
and fold it."
Mhm.
Some people were better at it than others.
mhm.
Mhm. Mhm.
Some people knew how to follow instructions. They had the babies in there just folding that paper up, just folding it and showing after origami. Them children made that look so simple, and I was like, I feel so
Mhm.
stupid because I would have been like, okay,
Mhm.
all
Now,
right.
yeah, for me, because like I've made these cranes before, so
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest, I forgot how to do it because it's been so long. Because like
Wow.
I
Mm-hmm.
used to do it
Yes.
like as a kid all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and now seeing this, I'm just like, oh, this like takes me back. And then, but doing it on a big piece of paper, that would
Right.
Mm-hmm.
stress me out.
I'm stressing. I literally would have had to go watch the instructions and step by step, like, okay, they folded it to the right first. All right, let's go fold it to the right. Fold it down, fold it. Okay, what they do next? Okay, they folded it to the left now. Okay, let's go do that one.
Mhm.
Like, I would not be able to get like 3, 4 steps ahead and like, okay, fold it to the right, fold it to the left. Bring it- I would get so confused. It would drive me
Mhm.
nuts.
No, but with you saying that though, that's actually one of the best strategies you could do in this.
One at a time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yes. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, a lot of the early steps of specifically folding an origami crane are very similar, where it's fold it to one, fold it in half, then fold it in half the other way, then fold it on the diagonal, basically doing all that. From that point, though, after that, you really have to make sure that you are following each step correctly, because otherwise, we saw multiple errors where, oh, the head and the tail are reversed. Oh, the wings aren't right. Oh, it's not sitting up right. Like, and it
Mhm.
is genuinely just, oh, you did not fold it in this specific way on this one instruction at step 5. Well, you're at
Mhm.
step 23 and your attempt is bust.
Right.
Mhm.
And
I
yeah, no, origami, no, hell no.
no, no, absolutely not.
I
Absolutely.
I've literally had puzzles where I've been like, okay, and here's origami, and I'm like, and I'm out. Nope, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna fuck this up.
Right. I'm just not that crafty of a person. So it's not like
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit there and fold paper. Like it's and you have like you say, you have to be so precise about it. It's
Mhm.
just if you get 24 steps in and you mess up, you done messed up the whole goddamn thing. And now you gotta start all the
Exactly.
way over. It's just like, no thank you. Absolutely not.
Mhm.
Mm-mm. I would
Ugh.
oof. I fear I would have been that teen to be like, anybody want to help me? Anybody want to show me what to do and help me do?
Mhm.
Because I have no idea.
Mhm.
I mean, we did see where both Melinda and Erica and Pops and Jeff, they were working together consistently.
Consistently.
I love that alliance. I
I love it too.
absolutely love that alliance. And I
Mm-hmm.
like the reason that they said they connected was we're both parent mother a parent to child team, and we're our partners are part on the older side of this group where everybody else is so young. I feel like they were like, we just need to get each other as far as we
Yeah,
can. And I love that for them. I love
I
that
agree.
they thought about that.
Yeah,
I,
it
I,
was great because I could seen them like work together because what was it? On the way to like get their clue for the detour, they run into each other
yeah.
and the fact that Pops and Jeff missed it, but then Melinda and
Yes.
Erica like wait, they were like, wait, which one are you doing? And then we're like, oh wait, you didn't know you didn't find it? It's right over here. So
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that connection is going to be something that'll help them through the game as far as they get, if they can get farther. Jeff and Pops, and they just got to get out that sixth place. I feel like they've been sixth place
Mhm,
for a while.
mhm.
yep.
They gotta move out of that sixth place because after a
Yeah.
while, six is gonna be last. So I need them to move out that sixth spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were 7th last leg. They were 6th this leg. So
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna have to start moving it up a little bit. But
Uh,
go ahead. Oh,
yeah,
but we
I
did.
was agreeing. I was agreeing with you.
Okay. But we do start seeing people finally starting to get this origami together. They're figuring it out. They got it right. We see Scott and Lori get it first, and they get it, and then they're heading to the pit stop, which is um the pit stop is at
Honkai
uh,
Chukumoji.
yes. See, this is why I don't need to be. Yeah, I need help.
This
Anyway,
is literally the only thing I can use my Japanese niner in. Like, that's it. I just pronounce things.
work. So we see Scott and Lori get out there first, and then we see Carson and Jack right behind them, literally right behind them. They got
Mhm.
theirs right, and they're headed out. So it is a race to the finish for Scott and Lori and Carson and Jack. But luckily for Scott and Lori, they were ahead, far enough ahead where they were able. It didn't turn into a foot race, and Scott and Lori wins first place, and they win $5,000. So
Period.
good on
Yeah.
them. Good on them.
Good
And
on them.
what was funny is when Phil was like 2,500 apiece, and Lori was like, "Let's be real, it's 5,000 for me. It's 5,000 for me." Because Phil was like, "Oh yeah, I probably got joint bank accounts," and she was like, "Phil."
No.
no.
It's
Incorrect.
5,000 for
No.
me. We do have a joint bank account, but what's in that joint bank account pretty much belongs to me. He's gone.
Wire the money to me. Just, you don't even have to
Just
split the payment. Just one less
just
thing to worry
just
about.
right. Well, let's see. Just put it in my account. It's fine.
Mhm.
He look. He's gone all the time for working, and I'm at home with these 8 kids, so it's mine. Thanks. But as they're on the mat, Carson and Jack come in right behind them, so they find
Mhm.
out that they are team number two.
Mhm.
Quickly following them, we see Jonathan and Anna because they had finished right after, not too long after Jack and Carson. So they come in and they're three, but Phil lets them like is happy for them because they have the express pass. They're like, yay, express pass. Woo. Um, so then we see Melinda and Erica act like we said, helping Jeff and Pop, helping them with their thing, and they get theirs done pretty quickly as well. Following sometimes just it's just getting details, and they followed details very well, and they got it. What surprised me though, Brett and Mark,
That's my boy.
they surprised me because they were not. They came in very close to almost towards the bottom of the pack.
Bomb because of that. Yeah, the
Yeah,
intersection
Yeah, because
the
of the
intersection
intersection.
killed them.
Because of the
almost cost them.
intersection.
But when they but that Zuma thing, they was like that was
Yeah,
They were really fast, especially on Kimari as well. Like
Mhm.
they were on a team. They were on a train with 3 different people. Like,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
also the train above them was like only 9 minutes compared to the 30-minute gap beforehand. So like
Mhm.
they had a good chance to jump, and they jumped.
And they jumped. They literally jumped. They got, and even though they were arguing a little bit at the
Or
photo
yeah,
because they were getting frustrated, but they just dialed it in and they
yeah,
focused
focus.
and they focused and they got it and they got it so quickly. They jumped ahead of Jeff and Pops, who were right there with Melinda and Erica. And so it was Melinda, Erica, Brett, and Mark, and then Jeff and Pops all ended up at fourth, fifth, and sixth. And then Josiah and Alyssa, after leaving the Fling and Detour, came in, just focused on what they had to do, got it together, and they got into the pit stop at seven.
Mm.
Nick and Mike did the same thing, even though they were struggling, like they was arguing a little bit. Nick was getting frustrated. Mike was like, uh, and my favorite joke, this man don't even fold his own laundry.
That is
Now, I was
crazy.
like, that's so wild. He's like, he doesn't fold his own laundry. He just drops it off at the laundromat and get it folded for him, but we expect him to fold it paper. And then the comeback, the clapback was, are you kidding me? My mom still folds his boys' clothes. So I was like,
Mm.
I found them very endearing in that moment. I was like, they're funny. Got it. But okay. So they come in, they're struggling a little bit, but they get it together. They focus, they got it. Now, let's talk about my sweet babies, Han and Holden. I wanted to choke Holden in this moment.
I know. I
Uh,
know.
I wanted to choke Holden. I was like, you stop yelling at Han like that. You stop yelling at her like that. He was so frustrated, but I understood his frustration.
Yeah, I understand.
Because they worked so hard to climb up out of that last place position, only to it feel like it's slipping away from them again. And I think he used all his like mental capacity on trying to climb up out of that last place spot. Now he's sitting here seeing other people just leaving and leaving and leaving. And he's like, oh God. And then the people who were behind him are now here. And so he's like, this is starting to frustrate me. But I was like, stop yelling at Han like that. She ain't doing it on purpose. He just like, you just do you not see what's happening? It's so crinkly in here. Like I was like, oh. I love them
Mm.
now. I love them now.
I hate. Well, I wouldn't say hate more so. Just like I'm surprised that was the preview of the entire like before because like we got a preview clip during the before the episode. I was just like, yeah, that was the preview. I was like, oh, okay, this is where the drama's happening.
Mhm.
So, and then we get a comment from Bernie and Kerrigan. It was just like, just tune them out, just tune them out.
Even Nick and Mike were laughing like, oops, siblings. This is how they fight. And I was like,
And I'm just like, you two
yeah,
are want
this
to
is
talk.
I was like, hello. I'm like, but I'm like, yeah, this is how we fight because I'm sure me and my sister would be the same way. Because, oh, child, oh, if I did this race to my
Mhm.
sister, we would die at this challenge because neither one of us are crafty. Oh, we would die. Okay, but yeah, I was like, Han, stop. I mean, Holden, stop yelling at Han like that. Stop doing that. She's trying. But I love them so much. I love them so much, and I'm so very happy they are still in this race because they finally got it together. Because Nick and Mike, another allyship is forming between Nick and Mike and Han and Holden. They went and showed them where they went wrong, and they were able to fix it and get it together. And they ended up in uh ninth place.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Nick and Mike 8th, Han and Holden 9th.
Yeah. So it was all down to Bernie and Kerrigan and Courtney and Jasmine. And Bernie and Kerrigan was doing something wrong, and they couldn't figure out to reverse the heads and the tails, and then Courtney and Jasmine was just
moving slowly. That's the only way I can really put it.
yeah. I was like,
Mhm.
what do I want to say? They were moving slowly, like she was getting frustrated. Like I need a break. I need a break. I can't. I was like, oh, you don't have time for breaks. You really don't have time for breaks. But yeah, in the end, we saw that Bernie and Kerrigan finally get it right. They finally get the okay. They are out. Courtney and Jasmine is just like, well, that's that. That's it. There's nothing else we could do about this. And eventually, I'm just going to pull up my little graphic because I remember right. What's the right one now? Eventually, we do, unfortunately. Court-
Yeah.
We lose Courtney and Jess.
Mm.
God.
I'm very sad. I'm like, I know, right? God, ugh. This was a sad. I did not want them to go, but they have been having trouble
Yeah.
throughout this
Basically every
whole.
leg.
Every
It's
leg is
bad.
always something, and the
Mhm.
fact that the taxis was the issue for them, never really being sure about themselves,
Mhm.
second guessing everything, not confident on what their next move was going to be. It just cost them in the end. It just cost them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I feel bad. I feel so
Mhm.
bad.
No, yeah. Like again, I drafted them first, and I was really hoping that they would pull through because again, they're nurses. They work well under pressure because of that, and also like calm and collected at the same time as well. But guess some factors in the race, just again, navigation being one of them,
Mhm.
sadly, and then
Mhm.
some tasking. I do want to bring up because Logan was sadly wasn't able to say be part of this episode. They said that not surprised that our queens Courtney and Jasmine got eliminated, but I adore them. I am so happy we got the positive and gorgeous representation of strong Black lesbians. And I'm so proud of them of never giving up. And why the hell couldn't my sisters find a damn taxi anywhere they went?
Mm.
Uh,
Uh,
I am so confused about them and taxis. Like, what is it? Like, I saw what happened in the first time when they couldn't get the taxi. They just weren't telling the taxis the right places to go, and they weren't showing them the clue in because they had it in Chinese so they could in Mandarin so they could read it, but they weren't showing them, and they were
Mhm.
showing them what they wrote down, and I'm sure they probably misspelled it and just wrote it down how it sounded instead of
Mhm.
writing down what it actually was. So the cab drivers were like, "I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is," but
Hmm.
I don't know. I
mm,
feel so bad. They just
Yeah,
it
everything
was
just
rough.
wasn't working out for them. It
yeah,
was rough.
mind you,
Mhm.
both Chinese and Japanese are very tonal like
Right.
languages. So like it's like in music, like however you say it can sound different. Um
Yes.
and especially because in Hong Kong, Cantonese is the main dialect, and I know Cantonese, and Cantonese like I can very understand it very well. Again, any like little like mispronunciation will change the entire word like
Mhm.
completely.
Yeah.
So like yes, we may have like the English pronunciation that can help, but
Mhm.
you still got to make sure like the accents and of course how you say it is like the main factor. And
Absolutely.
kind of the same thing with what happened in Japan, but um I'm so like surprised to see how many people from Japan was able to like understand English very well. So
Mhm. I mean,
because
because
especially Kyoto being like one of the oldest cities in the entire world, like, but good adaptability on them. So
I think it's that, and because the Western world, let's be honest, it, it, England, of course, or the UK or the Europe has a huge presence, and then the Western world, we feel like we are everything, so we make sure we're everywhere, and because we're
Mhm.
the most important people in the world apparently, and so we force ourselves onto everybody else, so everybody definitely knows about
Mhm.
the Western world culture and American culture and all those things because we force it on everybody, but we don't take the time to learn their culture, so because so narcissistic and stupid that way. I'm sorry. Yeah, we are. We are. We know. I'm speaking as myself. I know,
I
but
don't deny that either. So
Hey, you're not
we are.
wrong.
We're not wrong. I know. We force ourselves on everybody, but we don't take the time to learn anybody else's language, which is kind of sad. But unfortunately, that is what we are. We lose our girls. Um, we lose them, and I hate it. I hate it.
I
I
hate
hate it.
it.
And I know you hate it because Brandon, I must talk about it.
Yes. I mean, just go ahead. Just go ahead.
We just have to talk about it. You are with me now. Thank you. We have both lost two teams that we've drafted, and Logan apparently just wants to be perfect throughout this whole thing right now. I'm kind of sick of it. I need Logan to lose some teams right now because this is not looking cute for us, Brandon. This is not looking cute.
Nope.
I will say though, based on the track records we have, I would say basically everyone but Jack and Carson have a good chance of going out. Well, actually, no, not Jeff and Pops. I completely switched that in my mind. Alyssa and Josiah have been really playing the middle of the pack this whole time, and one bad mistake could genuinely take them out. And then Bernie and Kerrigan are a mess. So it would not surprise me if they just make a bad decision on the next leg, or they get assigned a really tough task based on the twist of the next leg, and then they're out.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it because I'm excited about this new twist that we have
Yes.
never. So this is a first on the Amazing Race, and it's called the driver's seat. And so the first team to get to the first part of the race and gets this driver's seat power, they get to assign tasks or things for other teams to do to make it harder for them to get to the next part of the race. And so they could one team could literally assign hard things for either everybody, just or not something easy for their alliance so we can all move forward, or take the team who you are scared of the most and pile on stuff for them to do. And you could literally take out your biggest competition here. And that
It's
is
gonna be very
sick.
interesting.
This is like pure strategy here, and I feel like this is like some type of variation of the U-turn.
Yes.
It does feel very U-turn like. From the one image we have of it, it definitely seems like there are 10 teams and 10 tags to put on those 10 teams. So it is almost 100%. It's like, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this in terms of possibly how much they might have to do. And this could be a very strategic decision that outright sends one team from the top into the bottom.
I mean, because like if I'm Scott and Lori or Carson and Jack, because I feel like those or Jonathan and Anna, because I feel like those are most likely the teams to get there first from the way it's placed, unless something crazy happens. If a great equalizer at the airport could happen or something. I don't know because I didn't watch the preview, so I don't know where they're going next or if they're staying in Kyoto.
So they're going to Indonesia.
They're going to Bali.
Oh,
Yes,
Bali.
they're going to Bali.
So we are taking a flight somewhere.
Yes.
So we never know what if the airport is going to be a great equalizer or it's going to screw some people over. We don't know. But if those three teams are more likely to be one of the ones to get there first, and if I was like Scott and Lori, I'm looking at Jack and Carson, and I'm looking at Jonathan and Anna like, y'all too close to me. Like, I need y'all to get off my back. Y'all are way too close, and I don't want to have a foot race with either one of y'all at the end. So I'm giving them the hardest things to do. And then I can let everybody else just do whatever because y'all ain't close to me and we already gone. But does this count? Like, could Jonathan and Anna used an express pass to
I would think
bypass
so.
that.
And I think that is exactly what I'd shoot for. I'd be like, let me
Agree. I
force
was the
the
same
team
thing.
that can skip to
Mhm,
take the hardest amount of work and either say, you're going to do this really hard task in order to keep your express pass, or you're burning your express pass now.
Now,
Now, so you
absolutely.
won't need. So yeah.
It won't come back later and bite me in the butt.
Exactly.
Oh my God. This is gonna be good. I say kudos to you, Amazing Race, for changing it up a little bit, giving us something different to do because we've gotten accustomed to like U-turns and the different things that they would do. But now we've had an intersection and now we
Yes.
have uh a driver who driving
Driver
whoever
seat.
whatever
Driver
driver seat.
seat.
Like, wow. I'm very impressed with how they are trying to change up the Amazing
Hey,
Race, and I'm here for it.
I think we're starting back getting back into the balance after we've had the COVID seasons.
Yes.
Yes,
So, and I mean, we mentioned it last episode, the fact that they're getting their own flights again, which I love.
yes,
So, and I cannot wait to see how they're gonna go from Japan to Indonesia because like those flights are common, so they need to make sure that they get
Mhm.
like the right flight.
right. I'm excited. I'm excited. This season is shaping up to be very, very good. I'm liking the teams. I'm devastated when teams go. So that's the sign. That is a sign that I'm really invested into this, and so I'm enjoying it. Um, so let's do some predictions. Let's do some
Mhm.
predictions. I want to know from y'all, who do we think is next to go?
Okay.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh. Okay.
So I want to come back to this next week and be like, who was right, who was wrong. So who do we think is next to go?
All right. I'm gonna start first. I'm gonna just kind of just be reasonable, just by the stats alone, just dynamic wise. Just like for me, I think I'm just go with the safe choice. I'm gonna say Bernie and Kerrigan kind of been like on the bottom tier
Mm-hmm.
for,
Mm-hmm.
for the episode straight. So personally, I don't know. I feel like especially with this new twist, I feel like if they do get some of that, I feel like it's gonna really kind of like stress them out, and eventually, one of them's gonna be like on the rails. It's gonna be like off dynamic. It's gonna be they're not gonna get together. So yeah. So I'm gonna say Bernie and Kerrigan are probably the next to
Okay.
go.
Okay. Brandon, who do you
Ooh,
think?
this is tough because like
Mm-hmm.
I'm between two right now.
Okay.
Because like I do agree with you, Kamorian. Bernie and Kerrigan is like lining up to be the next to go. Um, but I'm trying to think of the narrative right now, and I hate to think about this. Like, and and not it's not that eh, again, it's more so me just to seeing how things been going with them as well. I could actually see Nick and Mike going next.
Huh.
Mm.
I actually see
Okay.
it too, as well.
Okay. Mm. Okay. Jack, who we thinking?
I could have sworn by the narrative you were about to say Han and Holden because they
No.
have
Mm-hmm.
been fighting all of the last couple legs. Their communication has been decent, but they've also been on the bottom of it a lot. So it
Mm-hmm.
would
Mm-hmm.
not surprise me at all if they make a bad step or just fight and then end up going out because of it.
Okay. So you're saying
Mhm.
Han and Holden?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think I'm going to have to agree with KaMorian here. I think Bernie and Kerrigan to me seems like but like we said with this driver's seat twist and the great equalizer that is the airport,
Mhm.
anything can happen at this point. It takes is somebody get a bad flight, and somebody else get a great flight, or whatever. And Indonesia is a pretty hectic place, and Bali is
Mhm.
pretty hectic place to be. And so I can see a
Hmm.
lot of teams getting overwhelmed by
Mhm.
how hectic it can be. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with Kerrigan and Bernie at this point.
Hmm.
Mhm.
But that is that, y'all. We have talked about it. I have enjoyed this season. I've enjoyed talking about it with you all and hope y'all enjoy us listening to us. But if you have enjoyed it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Most important, hit the subscribe button. If you hit the dislike button, hit that twice for me. Thanks. Um, but follow us on all of our other channels. All the links will be in the description below in the LinkedIn and our link tree. And then you can follow us on our audio podcast. So if you need to check us out on the go, please do that. Check us out on our audio podcast links. And join our Patreon because we got some fun stuff in the Patreon. And you can follow us on our socials at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky. And you can follow the four of us because we're on all of those platforms as well. So follow us in there. You see us scrolling down there. And of course, don't forget your merch at lanasviewscreations.etsy.com. And we're gonna get out of here because we ain't got nothing else to say. So cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.